underground, 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 London in the underground. London in the underground, 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 London in the underground with your host Jimmy. London in the underground, 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 London in the underground with your host Jimmy. The music for all your needs with great personalities, bringing all wet bands in the land to all broadcasting you straight out from the fall. London in the underground, 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 London in the underground with your host Jimmy. London in the underground, 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 London in the underground with your host
Oh my god, he has like
James, that is.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of the London Indie Underground Indie Stream Podcast, London's only independent music podcast showcasing some of our area's most talented artists, bands, and personalities. My name is Jimmy James. We're broadcasting live from the Vault Recording Studio. Thanks for tuning in. It's a bit rainy out there.
a little bit.
So our guest today, Mr. Simon Larochette. You want to tell the tale of the rain?
Oh, well, I biked here, got caught in the rain, and I'm soaking wet. I'm actually sitting
On paper towel.
I mean, come on, it's such a nice couch. I don't want to ruin it, so.
Oh, it's all good, man. It's probably seen worse.
Yeah.
It's had beer spilled
they
into
were.
it and various other things,
Yeah,
which we won't mention.
Yes, please don't.
So thanks for joining us today, Simon.
no problem, man.
And also joining us, the
Intern.
intern formerly known as Alex. Now it's
Yes,
just
I'm
Alex.
back. Now it's just
Just
Alex.
Alex.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well. I'm
Yeah.
well. I've been busy.
You look very spiffy.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, normally I'm black t-shirt, black
That's
pants.
right.
That's how I roll.
Yeah.
But no, today I had a business meeting, and then I got another one tomorrow. So, and then I figured,
Big
you know,
things.
Big
Business
things.
meeting.
well, you never know. You never know how these things are going to go,
Yeah.
right? I'm in the process of trying to work on a couple of cool things for around here. So, I suppose when you meet with people, you want to, dress
Best
to
foot
impress,
forward,
as they
that's
say.
right. That's right.
That's good.
Like Simon shows up in some wet clothes.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to look really good for you, so I just made sure to, it makes my hair
He has
look
the wet
better.
Oh god.
So
Yeah.
we have a couple of unexcused absentees today.
Yes.
Well, I suppose excused. So Mr. Brendan Eady, who's become a fixture here on the podcast, and as you well know now is my co-host for a radio show on CHRW on Fridays from 3:30 to 6 p.m. So he's got a show tonight at the London Music Hall. I think it's Structures, if I'm not mistaken, is their last show. So he's out there, and I'm assuming that he's probably staring at a laptop screen, anticipating the puck drop for Game 4.
That's right.
That's right.
Go Leafs.
And as we all know, Brendan Eady is an avid Bruin fan.
Yeah.
And what's funny about that is, even though he certainly chirps Leafs fans, okay, but he's been relatively quiet over the last little while because the second that the Leafs either score or they win a game, his phone starts blowing up. So I happened to be with him at Winks. It was Game 2, and we took that game away from him. I caught the third period with him.
Right.
The final score was 5-3, I think. And no sooner is the game done, in the last minute of the game when it was clear that Toronto was going to win, and his phone is just blowing up. And he's just shaking his head going, Jesus, come on, people. So yeah, I know he's probably watching the game. He was, if he was here, he wouldn't let. I don't have it on right now. I'm going to put it on the laptop, so you have to forgive me if you're staring at my forehead for a while. Or I'm just.
I can watch the
Jimmy.
reflection right in your.
Well, I'll flip the laptop around. But normally I have, last week we had set up, I have a projector here, and then I've got a projector screen that I put in the corner. The only problem with that is the projector is a high lumen. It's meant for a wide screen, so the heat that comes off of this thing is pretty ridiculous. So that said, we'll be checking in on the score from time to time, and I'm certain that I'll be getting some texts or tweets from Edie at some point. During
So
this
you're a
podcast.
Leafs fan then?
I am.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
London Indie Underground is
it
the Leafs.
That's
Home
right.
of the Leafs.
Home of
Okay.
the Leafs.
Home of the Leafs, right here.
I'm neutral, so I'll go for Leafs.
Okay,
Go
great.
Leafs, go.
Yes. We got to
They're cheering out there.
last.
Go Leafs, go.
Last week I had put my Leafs jersey, my Kessel jersey up. I hung it over the bar here on the door, but it didn't do me any good. So I figured maybe this week I won't pay attention. And, it always seems to me I watch a game and they lose. I don't watch, they win.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
It always seems that way.
So thanks for tuning in. I'm going to tee up the podcast here for you. So Simon's going to be sitting in for almost the duration of the podcast. 8 o'clock at the top of the hour, joined today by a great band called Texas King. I did a sound check for them a little while ago, and it sounded great. So I'm really looking forward to hearing their performance. They got a new EP coming out. We're going to find out about what they've been doing and what their plans are going forward. And I know they have a couple of shows that they're going to be dropping for us too, so you'll have an opportunity to check them out live. But really looking forward to that. And we'll be showcasing some music today, as we always do. Those that tune into our radio show will know that there's more music than talk on CHRW 94.9. Here we tend to be the other way around, because apart from just playing the music, we're trying to give you some perspective and get to know the artists that we speak to, and moreover, trying to bring together a community of not only musicians but music enthusiasts, and educating you about some of the things that are happening in our city, and with hopes that you're going to get involved, come out to some shows and really embrace the abundance of talent that we have in our market. I got to say, I don't personally, I don't make it out to enough shows because of the other things that I'm involved with, particularly here at the Vault Recording Studio and some of the projects that I've been in. But I'll tell you, when I do go out, it's always a pleasure to see some of the talent, and this year's crop is no exception. I think we're on the cusp of something here, and with hopes that a couple of these bands that are emerging right now are really going to put us on the map.
Yeah, you forget to go to shows every night for like a month or two, and you usually have missed at least 2 shows, like new bands. It's maybe their first show or their second show or first show at the venue or whatever. It grows way faster than I could ever imagine.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. And I mean, and somebody in we share the same industry. Just shake harder, boy.
Competition.
We've obviously we got to show face and get out there, and particularly with the bands that we've worked with. But but moreover, sometimes it's about putting the name to the face. They might know the Simon Larochettes and the Dan Broadbecks and the list goes on and on. But until you're there and you're like, hey, how are you? I'm so and so. Oh, I've heard about you.
Right.
And it gives you an opportunity to perhaps do some networking, and that's what we're all about. That said, a couple of things to let you know too. If you're tuning in for the first time, which I'm guessing some listeners may be, in anticipation of Texas King coming up at the top of the hour, we've been doing this here for some time at London Indie Underground. I think going on better part of 8 months, if not 9 months, coming up on a year. And that said, we've really been privileged to have interviewed some of the who's who in London and feature a lot of great talent here. And if you would like to check out our past archives, easily done. If you just visit youtube.com/London Indie UG. But now there's an even easier way for those that have been checking out. Our website has launched, londonindieunderground.com. And if you click on, there's a tab for the podcast, there's an archive link directly underneath the window that you might even be looking at right now. And by clicking that link, it's going to forward you right to the YouTube channel. You'll be able to check out our previous week's podcast. And like I said, we've had some great guests. And we've really been embraced by, a lot of the indie community as us, in terms of what we're doing and offering that level of support. And believe me, we're humbled by all your feedback. And, we do this because we love this. There's some would say, don't even bother with the music business. I can't tell you how many times that I've heard that, and from people within the business. Get out, just get out.
Don't do it.
But you do it because you love it.
Yeah,
right.
Of course.
I know certainly everybody would like to make more money at doing this thing. But,
who wouldn't?
Of course.
But
you have to have a different motivation, or else you'll starve to death.
Yeah. Well, fundamentally, we're all. I can't speak for Simon, but I'm sure we're all musicians at heart, beyond the technology and all the AV nerd stuff that we're into. Fundamentally we're musicians, and at least for me, I just love playing it. What was the average income for an independent musician? I think there was a census that was done. It was like $7,100.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, certainly that's the average. There's no question that there's people that make more, and at the same time, there's
At least it wasn't the top 10 worst jobs in Canada. Actor was number 1.
Oh,
Actor?
man.
Yeah.
Just because of the lack of opportunities.
A lack of funding, and people do a lot of pro bono stuff, right?
Yeah.
So we're at least not top 10.
That's fair.
Probably 11 or 12, somewhere up there.
It's up there for
10 and a
sure.
half.
No, it's a great job. I think like if you can hustle, you can really do anything. Especially a musician, you have to just be out there and like Yeah, hustle's the key word. If you're not hustling, then yeah, you will do probably
Every
pretty
day I'm
poorly.
hustling.
Yeah.
No, it's true. It's true. I mean, you know, I'm going to feature a band here. We'll get to some music here momentarily, but a band that I recently worked with, the Creekside Strays. And if you're not familiar with this band, we're going to we're going to tee up a song off of their new CD that we produce here at the Vault Recording Studio. But beyond that, one of the things that I've learned about these guys, and apart from the music, and their passion about the music, is how hard they work to try to get their name out there.
Yeah.
And they're on, you know, a huge media blitz. You know, they're reaching out to the Metro and to London Free Press and to anybody that will give them an ear for an opportunity to talk about their product, their shows. You know, they're jamming YouTube videos out there like crazy in anticipation for the album. And, you know, they just played a show at Groove's Record Store at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, acoustic show just to showcase their stuff, right? And so they've got a CD release party coming up May the 11th, which is this Saturday. So I encourage you to go and check them out. Opening for that concert is going to be Mr. Tasty from Stratford, who we've featured here quite a lot, and one of the bands that had won our previous contest, the Battle for the Underground.
That's right.
Yes, which we can talk about that a little bit later. But we'll get to a song here, and then when we come back, Simon we'll talk about all things Sugar Shack.
Everything.
Cool. All right, folks. So I hope you enjoy this. So brand new track from the Creekside Strays. This is Shit Outta Luck on the London Indie Underground.
To school, but I sure made lots of money. And I did a favor or two and became head of the family. And I was the one who ruled over half of New Jersey, yeah, but not anymore. Like a cute young little girl, she cut herself for a pretty good deal. And now I sit behind these bars and I realize that's when I ran out of luck, baby. Baby, guess that's when I ran out of luck, baby. I had a job to do, I had a reputation, and I couldn't help it, them fools wanted to test my patience. I broke a lot, but I also made donations, yeah. Like a cute young little girl, she cut herself for a pretty good deal. And now I sit behind these bars and I realize that's when I ran out of luck, baby. Honey, could you please do me the honor of staying in those black cherry lips? Oh, maybe you wouldn't mind sharing. I swear I'm not a bad man, no, I just work for a living, yeah, yeah. And I'll take care of you. Cut herself a pretty good until I realize, oh, that I'm shit out of luck, baby. I guess that I'm shit out of luck, baby. Baby, I guess that I'm shit out of luck, baby.
Creekside Strays with Shit Out of Luck here on the London Indie Underground. Catchy little number. I had a lot of fun working on that with those dudes. But once again, this coming weekend on Saturday at Call the Office, Creekside Strays CD release party. I think, if I'm not mistaken, the cover is $5, and that also gets you a copy of the EP.
Wow.
So you're not going to get a better deal than that.
Yeah.
So go and check them out, support local. And if you've listened to Mr. Tasty, too, which we feature them, and I know they are actually been featured on the Indie Show at FM 96, so good for them. So you want to check them cats out, too. Great band. Cool. I haven't pulled up the hockey game here.
You haven't pulled it up yet?
No, I'm afraid to. I'm thinking I'm going to open it up. It's already going to be like 2-0 Boston.
Yeah.
Oh, it'll
You
be
know what I mean?
fine.
And I'm waiting for the 2-word text from Brandon Eady. Usually it's just suck it. We'll see what
Well,
happens.
that's what friends are for, right?
Isn't it? We're missing Gary Begner tonight, too, our co-host. I think last week Gary had a bit of a family emergency that he had to scoot off to, and it turns out everything was okay. And, I guess this week, kind of a family emergency in a matter of sorts. The in-laws are in town.
Dun, dun, dun.
So he had to, regrettably, to bow out. So he'll be back next week, and of all the weeks that we've been doing this with Gary, I think he's only missed it like 2, maybe 3 times. One
Wow.
of those times being around Christmas time. So
Yeah.
miss you, Gary. Look forward to having you back next week. All right, Simon.
Yeah. Hey.
So some of our listeners may be familiar with you, and then again, maybe not.
It's possible not.
So
You can, as a recording engineer, you can really fly under the radar.
that's true.
It's easy because you're just always inside, sitting in front of your speakers, enjoying yourself. But sometimes it's hard to get out there. And I was talking to a guy today I was working with, and I'm saying, like, I always plan. It's Alex Mason, who plays in the Baxters.
Okay.
Yeah, I really wanted to. I was like, I wanted to go to that show you played the other night, but like, pretty sure I was like hour 10 of mixing or something, and then all I want to do is like go home and watch, like, I don't know, a cartoon or something, just turn my brain off. So it's hard. It gets hard, but sometimes you just gotta kick yourself in the butt and get out there, and hopefully this is gonna help for anybody to get to know me.
Absolutely. How long have you been producing now?
Well, that's a good question. I guess the first thing I did was in 2009, I want to say, like when I was interning at OEArt.
Okay.
But I wouldn't really call myself a producer then, and even, I was just figuring stuff out. It was good, but that was probably 2009, September 2009, and I started the studio at, started my studio and started doing that. But I mean, we're talking like 1 EP in the first 6 months probably, and then it kind of snowballed from there. So
Okay.
yeah. So what, 4 years is that then?
4 years?
Yeah, coming up on 4 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're a graduate of OEArt.
Yes, I am.
So there's a lot of students. It's 1-0 Toronto, by the way. Suck it, Edie. Suck it.
Go Leafs.
Sorry, go
Oh
Leafs.
yeah.
Sorry, when the ditch there real fast. Apologize. So this might
Oh, yeah, no,
prove
it's
to be
cool.
distracting, but nonetheless. So you went to OEArt. So
Yeah.
London is privileged of having 2 of the more recognized schools
Yeah.
for recording arts.
hmm
Did you look at both options?
No, not at all. I just,
Okay.
I was, yeah, I took a year off after high school, and then I just happened to be on Google, and it's just like, I want to go to recording school. Like, just on a whim, looked it up. That was the first thing that came up, and when I read it, I thought it was like a scam, because it honestly looked too good to be true. So
Right.
I was just looking at it, and I was like, yeah, I don't know. So I'm like, I called them and got an information package and everything, and it turns out that it's a real place, and it's not too good to be
Legit.
true.
It actually does exist.
Yeah. So I was living up in Thunder Bay, Ontario at the time.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to high school there. So,
Are you from there originally?
No, I'm from the East Coast. I grew
yeah.
up in Nova Scotia.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, and
Why Thunder Bay?
my mom got a job there.
Okay.
Yeah, after I was supposed to go to like some private high school in in Halifax. I was supposed to go to this really academic private high school and like did the entrance exam and stuff and whatever, and got in, and then my mom got this job offer, and so we moved up to Thunder Bay.
Is it Falconbridge or?
No,
I
it's
don't know
called.
the name.
Oh,
of
there's
the major
two. Yeah,
industry
there's a
there.
couple of them there. Halifax Grammar School. It's like the guys from Sloan actually went there. One of the guys from Sloan.
Oh, really?
And the what's her name? Ellen Page, the actress.
Okay.
She went there too. So yeah, big deal. No, but I lucked out because I went to Thunder Bay and did high school there, and I went to this high school that's like super music centric. And it's where Paul Schaefer graduated from. Yeah,
No way.
It's the only claim to fame.
Didn't
but
they? I think didn't they create like some? I want to call it a walkway, but
Yeah.
Paul Schaefer Way or something
Yeah,
like
Paul
that.
Schaefer. Yeah, the auditorium that they built there. It's on one Paul Schaefer Drive, and it's just like the driveway to the auditorium. It's kind of silly, but yeah, I don't know. So yeah, I just went there. I lived there for 4 years. It was,
Okay.
It just was what it was.
Were you recording or anything
No,
at the time?
no.
No.
I do in radio.
Okay.
I did. I started doing campus radio when I lived in Halifax. I did campus radio starting at like 12 years old, and I don't even think my voice dropped when I first did it. So I was like, "You're listening to I don't know, like Children of Bodom. That song's called Bed of Razors," and like I just, it was good, but it was good because I don't know, fostered a love for music, and like just I loved metal. Nothing else existed in the world at
Yeah.
that time.
So what were you into at the time?
Well, it started with like Iron Maiden and Metallica. Like probably like my birthday in grade 6, I think I bought Master of Puppets, and it just blew my mind. It was amazing. It like just so good. And,
Yeah, absolutely, man.
and
That's one
then-
of my faves too.
Oh yeah, and then on from there, it was like just it got heavier and heavier and heavier, but stopped like before Cannibal Corpse. Like it didn't go that heavy, and then Slayer somewhere down the line, and all these like Swedish death metal bands, and it was a mess.
So
Power metal too.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah.
Nice. So you were a little bit more hardcore than I was.
Oh yeah, man. I was.
Yeah.
Couldn't even like I.
Did you have long hair?
Eventually, yeah. When I went into high school, I had hair down to my shoulders, and it was like, and I used to wear these like, I don't know why I didn't get bullied when I went to high school, because the first day I think I showed up with like this power metal T-shirt on, like with like a guy with a sword like riding a leopard or something, and like people just, I think it was just so dumb that everyone was just like, "Whoa, that guy means business." Like they just.
That's
I don't know.
probably why you didn't get
Yeah.
bullied. They were afraid of you.
Well, they weren't afraid of me. I wasn't intimidating. But just, I think it was just so bad. They like probably just felt bad for me. Like, oh man, look at this guy. He's listening to like power metal, and it's all basically just like, it's like ripping off of classical music. Like they just take classical music riffs and then just build songs around them. And yeah, anyways, it was a
Okay.
good time though.
So I'm curious. So
Yeah.
so you're finishing high school with your long hair
Yeah.
and your power metal.
Yeah.
And what prompted you to want to get into recording?
I don't know. That's a good. I think just because I think it was as simple as like I liked music and I liked computers, and it just seemed like the right thing. It seemed like, I think initially the idea was, I know I'm going to do music in my life. Like I didn't plan to go to university. I was like, I know I'm going to do music, but music is a really bad first choice because, average income, like you were telling us earlier, is 70 was it?
7,100.
Yeah,
bucks.
$7,100. So, like, okay, so my first choice, I'm going to just try to be a recording engineer and do music on the side, because the two complement each other. And when I'm not working on one, I'm still improving my skills on the other. And it worked out better than I thought it would, I think, because, yeah, it's just really been like playing music has improved my skills as a producer, and being a producer has improved my skills as a musician just by being in the right place at the right time.
Of course.
So, yeah, that was the idea. It was like, I love music, I love computers, and I never practiced that much guitar. So I'd sit there and try to sweep pick for like 10 hours a day, and never worked. So I just scrapped that plan. Just didn't want to do it anymore. Yeah. It's as simple as that, yeah. Music, computers, why not?
So you relocated, just picked up and moved to London. Did you have any
Yeah.
family or anything?
No,
here?
no. Just came out. It was like, oh, I'll go out to college, Just
Yeah.
came down here and tried it out. I remember I didn't try to do much recording before I came to London, because I figured I'd learn it right the first time. So like, just come here to school, learn it all from the beginning. And I really started at like nothing. Like I didn't know what a condenser was, didn't know what a dynamic mic was, didn't know what a DAW was, like, digital audio workstation. It's like, oh, okay, it's like Adobe Audition or something. Like I used to use those for fun, but make radio shows on them. But yeah, I started at nothing. Just figured I'd try.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm curious now. I'm not going to pit one versus the other because I think they both have merits, and I'm inclined to think too. There's this industry is part science and part art. I've talked to a number of different people that record things a certain way. When you talk to other people and they record things a different way, different miking techniques, the list goes on and on and on.
Yeah.
Would you suggest that there's going to be a fundamental difference in what you would learn at one place versus the other?
Yeah, I think just based on who you're learning it from. That's just like, because I talked to Dean, who's the Pro Tools and production teacher at OER. I was talking to him about it, and he was just telling me how, because Dan Broadbeck was doing that job for a little bit too. I think it was a year that he was doing, a year and a bit.
And then Siegfried Meyer was doing it as well.
Yeah,
right?
Siegfried Meyer was doing it prior to a guy before. Yeah, there was like a whole bunch. So Dean says like he'll teach them a certain way to do something, and then he'll look at the notes that Dan had made for his year and be like, oh yeah, there's also this way to do it. Like you show them what you know, and then they might be like, ask you, why can't you just do this? You say, well, you can do that, but I do it this way. This guy does it this way. They're both right. But I think like fundamentally you're going to learn the same, like any of those teachers, like all the teachers at MIA and all the teachers at OER, they know that like they're showing you one way to do it, but they're also going to try to implore that you try every way. Or else if you just tell them, use this mic on this guitar amp, the students will do it immediately. They'll all just like, that's the one I use because this guy showed me how to do it. But I remember being there and learning from teacher there, Mark McDonald, and he'd always just, he'd ask, what mic should we use on the guitar amp? And he'd just be like, I don't know. do whatever you want to do. So I don't know. I think fundamentally you're going to get the same things, but there'll be little like stylistic differences.
Certainly.
Yeah, it's just like if someone, recorded here or recorded at my place, it's like you're going to get essentially the same thing. You're going to get your band coming into the speakers, but they're just going to be tiny little stylistic differences.
Right.
Different techniques, different room, different equipment, et cetera, et cetera.
Of course.
List goes on, yeah. Different vibe. Yeah.
Totally. You got a nice vibe happening at your place. So you took over your space from Andy McGoffin.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It was the House of Miracles, as it was known, and kind of an underground legend is the best way to like. It's kind of like the place itself is almost an enigma. Like lots of people have been through there. He was recording bands for like 10 or 15 years, but like to some people. To a lot of people who don't live in London, who are musicians, the only thing they know about London is the House of Miracles. There's like a certain generation of indie musicians who are like, oh, the House of Miracles, yeah, and like their eyes get wide. But he passed it on to me, and I rent it from him, so it works out. It's win-win, basically. Like I can run my business, he can make some money, and he has his studio in Cambridge now, and he kept the name the House of Miracles. So it's a nice place too. The place he bought, it's like twice as big as his old place, like where I am now. It's
yeah,
huge.
I haven't seen it in person, but I've seen the pictures online, and it was a Girl Scouts.
Yeah,
it was an old Girl Scout building that he gutted right out.
Oh yeah. He tried to buy it from them, and they said no. Like it was going through the bank, and it was like almost a done deal, and they said no. And then a year later, they had like roof problems and all this water damage, and then so they took out a lot of the stuff. They put a new roof on it and lowered the price. So he's like, oh, it's great. There's a new roof and it's cheaper. And then he bought it from them. They're like, yeah, here, like buy it now.
It's a good thing that it didn't go through that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's funny about Andy. He's such an unconventional engineer. We talked about this before, but his whole setup and the way that he sits on like a little stool / chair, and his monitor is on a snare stand. Yeah. In front of him on the ground, so he's looking down, and then he sits with his keyboard like on a piece of wood on his lap. Really? Yeah. So, and he's got this big beard. He looks like the Canadian Rick Rubin, I guess. But he's unconventional. But I think the moniker House of Miracles, I think, was definitely a good one, because you'd go to the studio and it's kind of unassuming looking, you know. And he had all of his gear and like these wooden, they looked like old milk boxes, cartons, you know what I mean? Like, and he had all the gear set up, and it was cool because aesthetically it was, you know, I want to say like real throwback, but it was very functional, right? So that's cool. So you took over. How long have you been in that space now?
I think 1.5 years since November 2011. So yeah, about 1.5 years. Yeah, almost exactly.
And where were you before that?
The London Music Club.
Right.
Which, not the hall, but the club, the one that's in an old house.
Right.
Yeah, I had a little, like, basically a bedroom upstairs. I think it was smaller than this room. And I just, like, me and Pete kind of shook on a deal. We're like, yeah, I'll start a studio here. And he's like, sure, let's try it out. And then I'd give him money when I made it. And then eventually I was making enough money to pay him rent. And we had this cool business agreement. And it worked out really well because I got to get my foot in the door. And there's a lot of infrastructure costs that go into a studio that I never had to spend on, like microphone stands, cables, you know, like crappy mics, because he's a music club, so he's got three rooms where he runs shows, and so I just borrow whatever was laying around I'd use, and yeah, that saved me a lot of money off the bat and gave me time to invest in my own, like, whatever I wanted to buy, invest in instruments, and then later on down the line I had to buy more cables and stands and stuff. But I would just run a 100-foot snake into any room I could. Like I do like drums in one room, and then like put the guitar amps in the bathroom that was down the hall, and it was wild. There's some weird setups I did there, but some of them worked, some of them didn't.
Well, it's cool to have all that space to play around with, right?
Yeah, the drum sounds in that room were great because it was like probably like a 400 or 500 square foot banquet hall.
Yep.
So and it was full of round tables with cloths, so it wasn't too lively. And I'd take microphones and put them under tables and put microphones out in the lobby and just get crazy huge sounds that no one else that was like charging as low as I was at the time could get, because when you're just starting, usually all you can afford is like a basement, and that's just how it goes. But I was lucky enough to have like this huge live room that, yeah, I got some cool sounds in there. So it was
Very
a good
cool,
time
man.
there. Yeah.
Well, speaking of sounds, maybe we should get to a cut of one of the bands that you worked with.
A tasty jam that I worked on, maybe.
Yeah. And incidentally, a band that's going to be joining us on the 29th of May.
That's right.
And be coming in for an interview and live performance.
Yeah.
A little
guys.
band called Fun Fact.
They're great.
Let's see. Well, I've got the EP here, but you threw it to me to select, so I picked this one here. So this is a Fun Fact with I Bet She Knows on the London Indie Underground.
She knows. Oh, it's hot out in the winter time, but you're locked out in the cold. The fire burning in her eyes ain't enough to warm weather soul. Got everything I need right here. Oh, I got myself a guitar. Got everything I need right here. Just gotta make it to another bar. Oh, I don't know just where the time goes. I wish I had something to bet she knows.
Little fun fact, I bet she knows here in the London Indie Underground. Track produced at the Sugar Shack
That's right.
by Mr. Simon Larochette. Great job, man.
Thank you.
Who mastered that?
That was Siegfried.
It was Siggy.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember that was a good one because I sent it to him and he emailed me back. He's like, sounds great, man. Like, sweet. Doesn't always say that. I've sent him stuff that I wasn't too proud of before. So, but that one I was pretty proud of. It just, like I was telling you earlier, it was like, we put the drums up and we just couldn't believe how they sounded, and then we plugged into the amp with the guitar, and just whatever we had set up was just magical. So it's just one of those days we couldn't do anything wrong, basically.
It's great when that happens, man.
Yeah.
And it doesn't always go that way.
No.
Some days you're like trying to fight to get tones, and you gotta let's just come back tomorrow and try something new.
Yeah.
You know?
I had one of those days today where we did like 2 days of tracking, and then at the end of the 2 days I was like, okay, that one song we fucked it up, like it doesn't sound good, we did the wrong thing, let's come back next week. And we came back today and we just like broke the song wide open. We just like figured out what to do to get what we wanted. It was awesome. Yeah, it was fun. Put a bunch of layers of lap steel and like, yeah, it was weird. Crazy song.
Do you tend to produce is there a style of music that you tend to work with more often than others, or?
I not really, actually. It's always been so diverse. Like, I think, there's really nothing there hasn't been a pattern yet. And I like that because I would get bored pretty quickly. Like if I was always doing metal bands and it was just like, all right, this is the third time this week that I'm cutting drums and that I'm editing drums and putting in samples and stuff. I wouldn't really like that. But when I do get to do that, it's like fun because I don't usually do it. So I just sit there and do the busy work. But, I'll bounce between like, actually it was Monday. A guy came in around 2:00. I recorded some tuba. That was cool for a singer-songwriter that I'm doing an album for. It was amazing. He's like an amazing tuba player. And then right after that, the punk band came in and we had like three amps going through 3 412s and just tracked guitars until like midnight. It's like that's like a pretty typical day for me. Is just like that flip flop. It's like I love it. That's actually my favorite part of it, I think.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you have a girlfriend?
Yes, I do.
You do?
Yeah, and yeah, she's amazing because she puts up with like how much time I put into this. Oh man.
Same with my girlfriend.
Yeah. you find the right one. It's like, wow, she's willing to like. Yeah, no, she's great. Like, and she does the same thing. She doesn't do the same thing I do in recording, but she's a violin teacher.
Okay. Oh wow.
And she teaches kids out of her home. So she teaches kids out of her house, and she lives there. So she gets kind of tired of it, and so she comes over to my place, hang out at my place. Next couple days, I get tired of being at my house all day, so I head over there, and it gives us both 2 places to live, which is pretty awesome. Lucky to have that. If I had to live at my studio all the time, I'd probably be a little bit crazier, I think.
I think so. You need to have that time away.
Mm-hmm.
As much as I love spending time here, sometimes I just need to get the hell out of here.
Oh,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
I like to go clear my head. So I get in here and I get in the zone and I'm like, I just don't stop. Okay. But sometimes you get the call, like, like last night I was doing a live off the floor recording for a band called Hiroshima Hearts, and
cool.
They wanted to book it in, and they're like 6:00. Yep. And and probably much like yourself too, you set up templates and you get to a point where the setup is very quick, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're not. I've always prided myself on not having bands wait too long for me to set up microphones and stuff, because I'll tell you, I've had experiences in studios where you go in and yakety yakety yak, and eventually stuff gets set up, and of course, who doesn't want to hear stories from the studio, right?
Yeah.
I know I love that stuff, but the times have changed now, and people, our pockets aren't as deep, and they want to get to tracking as quickly as possible, right?
Yeah, I like. I find that if I don't get to do like pre-production with a band, I like just getting them to come in and doing the setup when they're around, because it gives us time to just kind of hang out and talk like while I'm setting up. It's always a nice. So I know what they're going for. Like I'm gonna put the mics here because I'm going for this kind of vibe, and they'll be like, we were thinking more of this. I'm like, okay, so move it, or because bands don't have the money for pre-production these days, unless you're just like doing it for free and you've got the time. They want you to they want to just show up, play their songs, have you tell them maybe little things that should change, but you've only heard the song like 2 times by that point. It's hard, like pre-production on the fly. So I'll usually do setup with the band around just so we kind of like hang out. They get to know my cat. They like, they make some coffee. We just like, everyone can like, people come in a little tense, then they might just sit down and decompress a little. And then by the time we're tracking, I'll kind of just like sneak in the tracking. Like I'll be like, okay, we're getting drum sounds. And then I'm like, okay, what's the tempo of the song? We're the first song. And I get the guitarist wired up and I run a take. And then I'm like, okay, come in. You can see what it sounds like. And they're kind of like shocked, and then we're already past steps 1 and 2. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Just kind of sneak up on them like
I love
guess
doing
what?
that.
We're done.
Yeah.
And we're done.
That's a good method.
Yeah, that was a joke that I said to one band. Like they came in, and I really wanted to hear all the songs before they played them. So I just like, I had the mics half set up, and we were waiting for the drummer to show up. He shows up, and I'm like, okay, play the songs. I play them live in the room, and I'm like, great guys, I just recorded that. That's the album. It's just like, they're like, it's funny, but no. And then we spent 2 days recording. So
You're a funny guy.
funny. Studio humor is a certain brand of really actually not that funny humor.
Yeah.
It's just like comes from being cooped up all day and
Yeah, tell me
Stir
about
crazy.
it, man.
Yeah,
Creekside Strays
stir
have
crazy.
video of me doing the truffle shuffle. So yeah,
Oh god.
yeah, studio humor.
hey, you got to motivate in any way that you know how, right?
Yeah.
Me, I do a mean truffle shuffle. All right, we're going to get to another song here. We'll come back with Simon Larochette in a minute. But I want to play a song from some friends of mine in a little band called The Salads, some big supporters of London Indie Underground. And I like to pay it back in spades. So this is a track actually from their second album. Well, technically, I guess their third, but their second major release, which was called The Big Picture. And this is, let me see what we got. Growing Up here on the London Indie Underground.
Hey, what's up? It's your boy, Mr. D from The Salads, and you're listening to London Indie Underground. Don't wanna grow old. Time to unfold chapters of my life and see what's in store for me. The rules they're making are not for me. Working 9 to 5 just to be bothered by the men. Memories slowly fading, fading, fading. We're growing up, my friends, growing up. Father time will fill the cup. We're growing up, my friends, growing up. Lessons learned will all be tough. I wanna be like a kid again, running through the field without a care in the whole world. The bills I'm paying are killing me. This heart of mine is young, and that's the way it's gonna stay. Memories slowly fading, fading, fading. We're growing up, my friends, growing up. Father time will fill the cup. We're growing up, my friends, growing up. Lessons learned will all be tough. Yeah, we're growing, yeah, we're growing up. Yeah, we're growing, we're growing up, my friends, we're growing up. Father time will fill the
the Salads, growing up here on the London Indie Underground. Really love those guys. Looking forward to having them back here in London at some point. They recently reunited with the original drummer. His name is Grant Taylor, who, in my opinion, I think is the best drummer in Canada.
Wow.
Maybe, Neil Peart aside. Peart, rather.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to tweet me on that. It's Peart. Pronounce it right.
Man, are you kidding me?
Get it right. But if you've not seen these guys play before, you got to go and check them out.
Yeah.
And the guy, sometimes I feel like he's not even playing with the band. He's putting on a drum clinic for me and my buddies. He's like, watch this. But he's really humble about it, though. He's like, that's so ridiculous. Like, I can't believe I'm doing this. But great bunch of... let me try that again. Great bunch of guys. Played with them recently at the London Music Hall with my band, Two Crown King. Cool. Listen, I'm going to do this real quick because it's shameless self-promotion, but I'm going to do it anyways because it's my podcast. So listen, my folks, my band, and if those of you that have been following along with me on my personal Facebook, and you may have seen, I think I posted once or twice about it on London Indie Underground. So my band, Two Crown King, we've got a new album out. It's called 1604. And right now, one of our songs is being featured on FM 96's Battle of the New Rock, which takes place at 8 p.m. Monday through Thursday. And, we're really lucky, to even be featured on the Battle of the New Rock. But we've already won 3 different battles. We're vying for fourth-time champion tonight. So if you see the posts come up, if you can take a second, it's just a matter of clicking on a little thing and support local. We would really appreciate it. We're trying to get into the Hall of Fame, and again, I know it's shameless self-promotion, but I don't ask for a lot, but I do give back a lot, so I'm just asking you to click on a couple of things for me. I'd really appreciate that. And then hopefully when we get 10 wins, we'll be able to get into rotation, and that's the ultimate goal.
Oh, I thought you guys were already in the Hall of Fame for some reason.
We are. The song that we're in the Hall of Fame for, though, is it's called Ben's Song.
Oh, yeah.
And that song was written to create awareness for cancer, and it was a fundraising song. And it did its part. It was featured by George Strombolopoulos.
It's George.
It's George, yes. Come on, Jimmy, get it right. Peart and George.
George.
No, it was featured by Mr. Strombolopoulos, and there was a bit of a campaign behind it. So that song went into the Hall of Fame. But I don't know that really necessarily represents our sound right now. It's a lot more refined. But that said, the song's called See Run Run. If you see it come up on your Facebook feed, please give it a little tweet, or it's FM96, or click on the link and then vote. I'd love you forever. Love you a long time.
It's one of I have like maybe 20 songs on my iPhone, and I have the record on here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's really good.
Oh, sweet.
It's great.
See.
There you go.
I'll just next time we play one of your songs, I'll just hold this up to the mic. It's huge, man.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I'm really happy with how it turned out. But anyways, enough about me. Back to you. So Simon, I recently, I just said it was about you, and then I just go right back to me. So I hosted, along with Alex here, the Jack Richardson Music Awards.
Yeah. You guys did a great job, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
did
you.
a really good job.
We had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah, we did.
it was a bit stressful there,
A little bit.
leading
a
up
lot
to
of
it. But we got through it, and I think Alex, you did a great job, and
Likewise.
I need to give her a lot of credit because she's the intern formerly known as Alex, who was doing a lot of work behind the scenes for me, and that in the midst of me being involved in a bunch of other stuff. So without her, it wouldn't have happened, to be perfectly frank.
Yeah, no, I don't think anything would happen without both of you. Like
Yeah.
it was, you did the seminar too, like
Yeah.
you hosted that, and I'm sure you plugged the awards and everything. Like, I mean, attendance was great. It was, yeah.
But it's not about me. We're back
No,
to you.
yeah,
remember?
oh yeah, we're talking about me.
So the reason that
we talk about other people.
the reason that I brought it up is because you are this year's recipient of the Jack Richardson Music Award for Engineer Producer.
Yes.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
I think I formally congratulated you, but that's a huge feather in your cap, man.
No, it felt good. It was a really big shock because I don't know. I really I guess that I've gone out and shook hands with the right people. Like met a lot of people because, I mean, admittedly, like there's like the other guys on that list are just been doing it so much longer, and the quality of their material, I believe from a pure engineering and producer standpoint, aside from all the networking and things being a popularity contest, like those guys fantastic work. And they've been around way longer than me too, so it was really a shock that I know enough people that, and also without having to like I didn't have a Facebook page for my studio until like a couple days, like once until after voting was closed. I didn't put anything on my Facebook, like so I was really surprised that enough people knew me and hopefully appreciated my work to like vote for me. But like some serious kudos to the other guys on that list. Like they're all
I mean, it was
fantastic.
certainly you were in tight against some stiff competition there.
Yeah.
So to walk away with that, dude, like I said, is a big accolade for you, particularly with the fact that you didn't solicit, for votes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was I'm not nominated for a London Music Award for producer either.
Really?
No, not on the list.
I got nominated for one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know some people are, have varying opinions about the London Music Awards and whether or not you buy into how it's conducted and the way that they go about determining the winner.
Yeah.
I think it's still, there's a lot of bands here that people might not have heard of them otherwise if it weren't for that, right?
Oh, it's great for promotion and everything. Yeah. No, I got nothing against it. But
well, then maybe I could win because you're not in the category. I'm just kidding. No, actually, I think Dan Broadbeck's nominated. And, so vote for Dan. Vote for Dan.
No, vote for Jimmy. Vote for Jimmy, everybody. I think I'm in the studio category.
Yeah.
So I guess we're pitted against each other for that.
The only one, honestly, that would really hold some meaning to me would be the scene builder. And I think that one because, again, it's not about me, though. It's about a community and people coming together, right? And because this is nothing without the music from this area. Yeah. It's nothing without people like you coming in and sharing your stories, and nothing without her coming in and tweeting and helping me in various things, right? So okay, Simon. So we're coming up at the top of the hour here. So the band's going to be performing, but I just want to say first off, congratulations. We'll have you back in a bit after the band performs.
Yeah, sure.
Where can people get at you if they want to work with you?
Facebook, Simon Larochette. The Sugar Shack, you can probably find me. Like I think it comes up Sugar Shack Recording. It's facebook.com/Sugar Shack Recording. Just send me a message. I mean, I'm fine with just like meeting with people. Like people will sometimes be afraid to contact a producer or a studio because they don't want to like seem like they're not totally committed. But like even if people message me and come and check out the studio and never work with me, it's cool. Like I want people to know where it is. I want people to know like what it looks like and what kind of place it is and what kind of guy I am. So just
and they got to meet your cat too, right?
Yeah, they got to meet my cat, Winston.
What's your cat's name?
Winston. Yeah.
Great
name.
He's
a classy guy.
Awesome name.
Yeah. No, he's well loved around the studio. He was a barn cat, but happened to be good with people. So I needed a mouser because there was a mouse problem there, but he hasn't actually caught one since I got him. So.
And do you still have a mouse problem?
No. I got rid of them all, and then I got him, but they haven't come back.
I was gonna say that kind of backfired.
No, he wasn't just.
Now you just get this cat.
Oh man. No, it's good. It's a funny thing because it seems to be a trend. I think ever since Siegfried Meyer, it kind of like was touting Mr. Meow and stuff. Is like it's become a trend. I've seen it in a lot of studios, but it's a really good tool for like diversion, like stress related. Like people just love having the cat around and playing with it. Some people hate it, but it's like I don't know, 1 out of maybe 25 people don't like allergic. The cat. And they just have to deal with it.
I'm allergic. I have a cat. His name is Willis.
Oh yeah,
and he's awesome, but he's not a studio cat by any means. No, I feel bad for the poor fella because he had to have a bunch of teeth pulled out. So now he's like all gummy on the one side and he's got no claws. But yeah, he thinks he's the toughest thing out there because he always wants to fight with my girlfriend's dog. And it's pretty hilarious, actually. But I don't think he'd. Well, I mean, I don't have enough space here. At your place, you got more room.
I got plenty of space.
Yeah. Cool, man. Cool. All right. Well, listen, we'll resume in a bit, but please sit in for the interview.
I'm excited to see this.
Awesome. And we're going to be getting to Texas King here momentarily, folks. Before that, we're going to get to a track by a band we featured. Actually, I believe it was last week. We debuted their music video, a little band called Halfway to Barstow, video produced by 331 Productions, Tyler O'Brien and Michael Del Vecchio. And they've got a new track here. It's called Doctor, so let's check this out on the London Indie Underground.
London Indie
Indie Underground is London's only independent music broadcast, showcasing some of our area's most talented artists, bands, and personalities. Tune in to CHRW every Friday from 3:30 to 6 p.m. while your hosts Jimmy James and Brandon Eady spin all the best indie bands from London. Listen in for show announcements, ticket giveaways, and band interviews. London Indie Underground on CHRW.
Halfway to Barstow with Doctor here on the London Indie Underground. Got a booth full of people here in the background. You might be hearing them talking through, but I got their mics turned off. They don't know it. Haha. So let me kind of tee this up for you. So this band here, Texas King, they've been making some noise around this market here for a little while now. A number of them emerging graduates from the music industry arts program, and I've had an opportunity to see them live before, and it was thoroughly impressed. I had seen Jordan perform. Actually, it was at were you Pat? Were you? You don't have a microphone, but Fanshawe College when they hosted the Strike the Right Note seminar. You were there, right? Yep. And Jordan was performing. Yep. That was the first time that I'd seen him live beyond having heard the tracks here in the studio. So, but great performer, great band.
He's good.
We'll get you on the mic in a little bit. Be interested in talking to you as well. Are you drinking my stock ale? Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very pleased to introduce to you a great band out of London. Emerging artists right now. You need to check them out. This is Texas King.
See them, you can't feel them. Here we go. You can see them, but you can't feel them. They try and fight you. Won't bite you. They'll irritate you. They can't hate you. Yeah. 'Cause no one even really knows your name. You got the paper tiger, paper people, paper places to go. Everybody's telling me, but I still don't know how much more of this I can take. They'll surround you with hammers, pound you, and they'll abuse you, and then they'll use you. Oh, they'll desert you. Don't let that hurt you, yeah. 'Cause no one even really knows your name. You got the paper tiger, paper people, paper places to go. Everybody's telling me, but I still don't know how much more of this I can take. 'Cause all they're trying to say to me is a great big lie. Like all you need to heal the pain is go get high. I don't think they understand at all. Yeah, I don't know. They'll envy you for all of your power. They'll make you hurt for hours and hours, just like you used to. Like you used to. They'll beat you down and call you names. They'll look at you through eyes of disdain, just like you used to. Like you used to. And no one even really knows your name at all. No, no one even really knows your name. You got the paper tiger, paper people, paper places to go. Everybody's telling me, but I still don't know how much more of this I can take. Because all they're trying to say to me is a
So hello, we are Texas King. Thank you for tuning in to Indie Underground. First time here. We're pleased to be here.
We've got a couple more songs coming off our album, our first EP that we just released 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, the EP stole our name, but we were all right with it. This song's the second song off the EP. It's called Come Find Me, Love. She said it's time for her to be leaving. She said she's scared that I can't be strong. But I can't, and no I won't fall apart. I guess I'll need just a little more patience. She's been away for oh so long. But I can't fade away too long. 'Cause I know that love's gonna find me. Love's gonna find me soon. And I can't promise her perfection. Perfect is just too hard. But I'll try my very best to stay strong. Yeah. Yes, I'll try my very best to hold on. I may be shaking, and maybe sometime I could take a small vacation into your life to see where you've been taken, and I'll be holding on. Come on, 'cause this is worth the waiting.
Cool. This is fun. This is really fun.
It's really cool. It's our first radio show as a band.
We got one last song. It's the closing song off of the EP.
It's the perfect season. Apart from the rainy weather today, we could have been singing this all day. It's called Foster Mountain. Here we go, boys. Times like these we never want to lose the memories of sailing across the blue. Everyone would ask us where we were. Seems like we're the greatest travelers. We used to climb to the top of Foster Mountain, and we place seaweed wigs on top of our heads. Oh, the memories of life down at the cottage. Oh, I never ever will forget. Never will forget. Yeah, well, it's times like this Thank you, guys.
Underground Sound is London's fully equipped rehearsal studios. We provide only top quality backline gear with affordable hourly rates and package pricing. Audio video production services are also available. Visit us online at undergroundsoundlondon.com.
Yourself. Yeah, you did all that you can and nothing turns out how you planned. Reflecting on what could have been instead. Don't let it get to your head. Don't think that it was all a loss, that it's just another hopeless course. Let it slip away from you. Now, with wanting and to reaching out for more, but doubting waves keep dragging you out further from the shore. Disappointing everyone you know. You're treading water just to stay afloat. Don't let it get to your head. Don't think that it was all a loss, that it's just another hopeless course. Don't let it slip away from you. Progress moves so slowly. My life seamlessly reverts. Don't let it get to your head. Don't think that it was all a loss, that it's just another hopeless course. Don't let it slip away from you. Don't let it slip away from you. Don't let it slip away from you.
This is honestly the first one I've ever had.
Did you just go to the beer store?
No.
Oh.
I bought one today when I was there.
The end of the
Just tried
story
it.
with the cost of it all here on the London Indie Underground. Before that, we're joined in studio by my guest right now, Texas King. Gentlemen, awesome job.
Thank
What's
you.
up?
Thank
That
you.
sounded phenomenal.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, man.
It was well done. All right, so let's first off, let's do a roll call as we do every week. So who do we got?
Rob, I play drums.
Colin, I play guitar.
I'm Jordan, and I sing and play guitar a bit.
I'm Phil, and I play bass.
Thanks for joining us today, gentlemen. Really
Thanks for
appreciate
having
it.
us on.
Our pleasure, really.
So I was saying, I don't know if you guys had heard, but you guys were one of the first bands that sent us in music when we started off this podcast.
Awesome.
And I got Paper Tiger, and we started playing that for you guys right away, and we had some requests for it too. And obviously, you have some followers out there that were paying attention.
Nice.
And then the first time I had seen you play wasn't really the band, but it was you, Jordan. You were playing for the Strike the Right Note seminar that was happening at Fanshawe that was coordinated by Chris Matthews.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was
remember
the first time I had seen you play, and I forget who it was that I was talking to, but I'm like, who is that guy? Because I recognized the voice, and it was you, just acoustic solo performance. So then fast forward to, a week, maybe more than a week ago at the APK was the first time I got a chance to take you guys in live. And, I kind of felt bad because I hadn't seen you up until then. And the performance was great. I was like, wow, where are these? How come I haven't heard of these guys, beyond the one song? But, there's something to be said for going out and seeing a live performance and feeling that energy that you guys exude. And you were looking like we're having a lot of fun on stage, right?
Yeah.
You guys bump into each other, doing a little bit of a mosh and stuff.
Yeah.
It was great. So a couple of questions for you. So first off, how long have you guys now been together as a band? When did you get your start?
I guess as a band, we got together in September. So this is month 8 or 9. Yeah. That picture was taken not long after.
Right.
That one right there?
Yeah.
That one, yeah.
The one that I accidentally left up too long?
It's all good.
Should have switched over. It's a one-man show over here. You
Yeah,
see me juggling?
you
I'm like,
got
doing
it
this
all
clickety,
going.
clickety,
Yeah,
clickety.
juggling.
Try not to, add anything else in because it's just too many plates spinning and it'll all fall down. But so you are who's an MIA grad here?
All of us.
All of you.
Yeah.
Did you guys come together at Fanshawe?
Yes. Yeah.
Totally.
That's amazing. So what's if you don't mind me asking, I know sometimes people's aspirations when getting into a program like Music Industry Arts isn't always necessarily to become a producer, but sometimes to forge connections when they come to the school, right? So what were your motivations when you came here?
Jeez. You know what? Going into it, I didn't really. I don't know if I really had any one specific motivation. I just wanted to connect and meet other people that had similar interests. And in that case, I definitely nailed it. Everybody there, it's like one big family, MIA. So obviously, I had some interest in audio engineering and stuff like that, and I'd been playing drums for a while, and then it kind of just one thing led to another, and I met these guys, and I was in the year above them. So
there's definitely something to be said for like music, and its power to put you in the right place.
It's true.
Because I think none of us expected to.
Thanks for that, Pat.
None of us expected really to. Well, at least me, not to come to this great program and end up in a band that I want to stay in forever.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Pat Maloney we're joined by Pat Maloney here on the chair with
Stinky Pat.
Stinky Pat.
His
is
button was
ripping
just
it.
featured.
Claims he's had too much broccoli, which
Pat
may not
Maloney.
bode well with the door closed. We will report back.
It's very humid and muggy for you listeners.
Yeah, it does. I'm a bit sweaty. Okay, so sorry we were interrupted by Pat's ass. So carry on.
Yeah, would you keep it shut, man?
I guess when I came to MIA, I came here to do exactly what we did. And it worked out pretty great because, I didn't come here wanting to be an artist manager or a promoter or an engineer. I literally came to MIA wanting to make a sick band that could actually go somewhere. So this kind of all played out perfectly to find these guys,
Amazing.
Yeah.
It was everything I wanted out of that program.
That's a great story, and for any number of reasons, but the one that comes to mind for me is I remember there was a change in the way that they accepted entrance into the music industry arts program. When, in my, I'll say generation, because I'm a bit older than you guys, but when I had interest in the program, it was, academics certainly represented a good portion, but it was also based on experience. And, they had changed it so it was based purely on academics, and then there was the whole double cohort thing. If you guys remember that from the past, where they eliminated OAC. And so now in grade 12 and grade 13 students were all applying to college at the same time. So there was a huge influx of applications. And now, because it being strictly on academics, there was certainly those students that would come with, I want to be a producer and I want to do this. And at the same time, some that were, just saw the program and thought it was cool, to get into music industry arts, and not necessarily coming in with the right motivation. Not exclusively the case, but certainly
totally.
that represented that. So to see you guys kind of come up together and have this type of product is, I can tell you from a promoter and from an engineer and moreover just a music enthusiast that it's great when, like I said, you guys all come up together and to have that kind of sound. And you said you've only been together for 8 months, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Something I never really expected. Like, I went into it because I enjoyed working with audio and audio engineering. I'd done a little bit of spent a little bit of time in studios before MIA and wanted to pursue it. And not like I thought that my playing in band days were over or anything, but it wasn't really a priority.
Right.
And then this happened, and all of a sudden it was a big part of my life again. So it was a pleasant surprise for me.
That's great.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So you guys have a new EP out now,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
and
First one.
self-titled.
I actually
Yeah.
engineered it and mixed it all myself.
So I think I have. So this is
That's what
your
it
EP.
looks like. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So when did it officially drop?
April 27th.
Saturday.
So
Yeah.
2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, and where, if people were looking to pick it up, where would they go?
Oh, people can find it in a plethora of places. First of all,
Good
you
word,
can just
good
find
word.
you can find any of us at any time. We carry copies in our backpacks all the time.
That's
But,
good. That's a working band right there.
Hunt us
No,
down.
more universally, we're everywhere on the internet. To go buy our EP or just to stream it, you can go check us out on Bandcamp and our newly released website, which it's been out for a while now, but without all the pages completed. But tonight is the night that all the pages are going to be done up right, and it's the official release of our website.
Exciting.
You can go check it out there.
Pick it up
So-
at Grooves. downtown London.
TexasKing.ca.
Grooves?
Yeah,
Grooves
you
has
guys
hard
are-
copies.
Okay, is
You
it
guys
on,
know
it's
how
on
to-
iTunes, Bandcamp?
It's
not on
actually
iTunes
not
yet.
on iTunes.
It's in the process.
We're working
of
on
making
it.
its way
Okay.
onto iTunes.
Yeah.
Give us a week.
You know, I'm a big fan of hard copies. I think, it
Cool.
makes it tangible, and for me, I like checking out the artwork and all that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Because
totally.
for me, the experience is beyond just the music. It's that personal connection that you can make. That said, even in my band, Two Crown King, we don't have a hard copy. We're just exclusively digital right now because we appreciate that there are those people that's all they buy, right? They're just
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
true.
iTunes, iTunes,
Yeah.
iTunes.
It is nice to have at shows. Like, again, you can pick up at a show as well. We have
Yeah.
lots, but I find it nice to be able to, it also starts a conversation. Like, someone comes over to the table and you start a conversation and they look at it and buy it. And
Yeah,
it's like an excuse to meet people that,
It's
maybe
true.
you wouldn't otherwise talk to.
it's true. The cool people hang out at the merch booth.
Yeah.
And what I mean by cool is that they're buying your stuff.
Yeah,
So
we're,
they're
we're a
really
big
cool.
fan of people buying hard copies.
And no doubt.
We got a bunch of them made, so it's always,
Yeah.
it's always nice.
We put a lot of work into like figuring out how it was going to get pressed and the artwork and
It was all
and
done
all that
within
kind
us
of stuff.
four.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
Another
So-
thing we're really proud about is that we were able to record it ourselves. We were able to do the
Completely
artwork
DIY
ourselves.
the
Yeah,
whole process.
yeah.
100%.
Okay.
The only thing we paid for really is duplications.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, when you're a music industry art student, you have the facilities right there, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Right
I
up.
don't know if we're supposed to disclose that to the public.
Well, I think it's okay.
It's
I won't tell anybody.
It's pretty public knowledge that there's a few studios in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Greg Hatchett though. He mastered it. So
Oh, he did?
yeah, he did.
Nice.
So,
Sounded really good.
yeah.
Yeah, I met Greg a couple of times. He was here at the studio hanging out with
Nice.
us one
Yeah.
night.
Yeah, he's a rad guy.
He's a rad guy.
Yeah, he's really cool, man. He might even be listening right now.
Hopefully.
Hey,
he is.
Greg.
Hi, Greg.
Hey, Greg.
Where are you? Yeah,
Thanks.
speaking of which, do you have any shout-outs that you guys need to give? Sometimes people, bands ask. Are you folks watching?
Yeah, Lauren Deneau and Kieran Downs. They put on the festival Gesto Fest. That was 2 weeks ago, and we actually had the chance to drop our EP at
Yeah, that was our
party.
release show.
So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was at the house that I came to
Yeah.
check out, right in the
Yeah.
backyard.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
we
amazing.
played the evening at the house basement.
Okay,
The different house, but yeah, that's where we released it.
very cool,
Yeah.
man. There's all kinds of alternative shows cropping up right
Yeah,
now.
it's
Yeah.
kind of cool.
Really
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, when people don't have the opportunities, they make them.
that's
And
awesome.
yeah, exactly. And it creates awareness organically, right? Because it's a small group of people that are trying to reach a bigger group of people,
Yeah.
and inevitably, more people find out about it. But yeah, I was really impressed because I came by the house. I'm like, wow, I can't believe you guys did a show back here. I mean, there's like, condominium or not condominiums, but townhouses that
Yeah,
back right
yeah.
onto the
Yeah.
backyard, right? And I'm like, man, this is my neighborhood. My neighbors complain and they wear hearing aids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to move my studio out of my house.
Well, I believe that noise is only really a thing when what's being played isn't good. Or
Oh,
whatever.
That's true, man.
Yeah.
Everyone at that party at the Wistow House, and
Yeah,
like,
they
it was
were
all great
tight.
music, and
Yeah.
like we were honored to be able
Yeah, it's,
to play on that bill, and
it's pretty
Yeah.
cool. We saw neighbors poking their heads over the fences and enjoying the
requesting
music as well.
songs and stuff.
Requesting songs.
Yeah.
Play some Skinnerd.
Yeah.
Play the blues.
Yeah, it couldn't have gone smoother. I don't think there was a single hiccup really that whole day and night. So
It's a great success.
yeah.
Awesome.
I just want to shout out my Uncle Petey.
Hello, Uncle Petey.
Hey, Uncle Petey.
From London Indie Underground.
Yeah.
By the way, you're tuned into London Indie Underground, London's only independent music podcast.
Yes.
My name is Jimmy James. We're broadcasting live from the Vault Recording Studio. I have to do the back plug every now and then. You know what I'm saying? Got to do what I got to do.
Keep the wheels turning.
So, okay. So, what was the website address?
www.texasking.ca.
Okay,
Don't
we're gonna
forget it.
We're gonna fire that out. Alex is in the other room, but I know she's listening attentively. At least I
Yeah.
think she is. Could be wrong. But she's been tweeting a storm for us tonight, so thank you, Alex.
Great,
The intern formerly known as Alex. She's not the intern anymore. Now she's just a friend. But she's helping out. So she'll fire that out so people can check it out.
Great.
Yeah,
I think
there
she heard
she
it.
is.
Thank you. Thanks,
you.
Alex.
Thank you.
So what do you guys got coming up? What's your plans? So you got this new CD now. You got a great sound.
Just
What are
trying
you
to
gonna
shop
do?
it and
Play a bunch.
sell it.
Yeah, we're trying to get on some festivals this summer. You pretty much just want to live in the van. That's our only goal, is to
Amazing.
pack a couple bags, throw it in the van, and just go.
Well, then you better get used to each other's fart smells
Bad.
because it's the fart box.
For us,
Yeah.
I think
Our
it's
first
gonna
smells
be
and piss
it's gonna
jokes.
be
Yeah.
needing to bring extra underwear.
Yeah.
We want to also at some point hit the road legitimately and like go on a tour.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thinking about September, we're not going back to school. Summer jobs will be over.
It's been a long time since I toured, but I can tell you from the feedback that I've been getting from bands, because a lot of them want to go out west, but apparently out east is
Out east is definitely where
is
it's
the place
at.
to go right
The
now.
problem with out west is you got to drive so far to get
Yeah,
everywhere.
well, there's only like 8 stops,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
From the time you hit Sudbury until
Yeah,
you
you can
know
count that on
don't
2
see
hands.
Prairie anymore. You know.
One of the big advantages of having someone like Colin in the band is that he was actually a part of a touring band before.
Oh, nice.
And
So I just know not to go out west.
But I think
No offense to anybody out west, but
there's
we're
a
not
particular
coming.
scene out there. You know, I think out in Vancouver, I mean, there's certainly if somebody were to suggest a city has a sound, there's certain bands that'll do well in that market. But I think for your purposes, if you guys head out east with the sound that you've got, I think you'd probably do well. At least from all accounts of everybody that I talked to, and like I said, I mean, it's been a long time since I've been, but people, you know, there seem to really embrace new music and new artists.
Absolutely.
yeah,
And we're hoping that there's going to be a transition, you know, here in London. That, you know, there's a lot of things coming down the pipe, and I really think we're on the cusp of some cool things to happen here.
Yes, absolutely.
We were talking offline about how the Liberal provincial government is proposing an influx of $45 million into bolstering our music industry, right?
Fantastic news.
yeah.
Whether or not some of that money is going to make its way down this far, we'll see. You know, Toronto's a big market and tends to be, you know, centric to music. But I'm inclined to think that based on, you know, some of the initiatives that they put forward now with the Strike the Right Note, which we were talking about earlier, and it's kind of an ongoing commentary on this, but you know, they're looking at establishing southwestern Ontario as more of a tourist destination for music, and with some potential growth because, you know, there's an abundance of talent here, you guys included. I mean, you know, I'm hoping today that people tuning in for the first time will, you know, be able to connect with you guys going forward, right? Because that's really what it's all about. But we're fortunate here to in some cases be that first line connection to new music, right? And
Exactly. I mean, like, a band like us is like absolutely ecstatic to get an opportunity like this. Like, couldn't
privilege
be
is all ours.
happier being able to play to a market we've never been able to play to.
yeah.
You know? It's really
Well,
exciting.
I'm inclined to think that going forward you'll probably have some opportunities. Are you working with this guy?
I hope so. Are we?
Yeah, we're gonna do some shows together in August.
Yeah.
Pat, we'll have to get you on the mic here in a bit because it's been a while since we talked to you.
Okay.
And I know you got a new video that dropped, which is awesome, by the way.
Thanks.
I posted it up for you, but I wouldn't mind talking to you about that too.
Anybody gets a chance to check out Pat Maloney, he just released his EP too, Root Rot.
Root Rot.
LP, one might
Buy it.
say.
LP, yeah. He didn't stop at 5 or 6 songs.
He's too cool for 5. So, what shows you got coming up? So you got the APK
On the 16th
on
of
the
this
16th.
month.
Okay.
Toronto on Saturday.
Even closer, May the 11th, which is this Saturday, we are at Rancho Relaxo in Toronto.
We do have some Toronto listeners, so
Nice.
Awesome.
Hey guys.
you might be
Hey.
speaking to them.
Rancho.
Saturday.
So
This
Rancho
Saturday, we're
Relaxo,
on
and then so beyond that, you guys are looking at heading out.
Burlington.
Yes, we have a Burlington show in June, I believe. I'm just gonna get my calendar out right
And
now.
another Toronto show, 21st
of June.
of June.
I'm not sure
We're
what
playing
that
Home
is.
County in July.
Excellent.
Yes.
We're gonna play a little more of a stripped down set. Me and Colin played there last year as a duo.
Okay.
It was a really good time, good experience.
Certainly, I think Home County is one of those long-standing festivals that's. It'd be nice if there was more of a scene fest that allowed for more expansive inclusion of various genres other than just folk.
Yeah.
But
It's tough with the bylaws and stuff.
yeah. I mean, we the bylaw that we have here in London is pretty ridiculous. 24-hour noise bylaw that you can't go over sustained peaks of, I think it's 98 dB for longer than 5 seconds, or there's an implied fine of $5,000. Which is crazy. I mean, there's shows that happen that I've talked to the sound guys, like Fraser, just as an example, who works at the London Music Hall, and they were doing an outdoor event. I think it was Alessio, and standing right beside the booth was somebody from the city with a dB meter, and saying, "Oh, it's too loud. It's too loud. You got to turn it down. You got to turn it down." And to the point of, I mean, I know they're doing their job, but it was almost to the point of like harassing him, and he's doing what he can, right? So he had sustained peaks of over 98 and, in some cases over 100. And I don't know if the fine was implied. He didn't say, but I know when push came to shove, they just said, you know what, we got to do what we got to do. That said, when the band, or not the band, the DJ finished the set, he had his own dB meter because they recognized the bylaw and they wanted to try to conform to it. And he holds up the dB meter, and just the crowd noise was 95 dB.
Please play at 3 dB.
Yeah. So how are you supposed to get over top of a loud crowd? You know what I mean? It's like the Beatles playing on Ed Sullivan. You know what I mean? They can't even hear themselves because the crowd's screaming. What are you supposed to do? You know what I mean? Obviously, that's an exaggeration in terms of the Beatles. There's not going to be that kind of fanfare. But still, the point is that, if we're going to attract any major type of festivals, beyond Home County is pretty laid back and stripped down, and so I think that can conform well. But to do some bigger outdoor events,
some laws need to change.
Well, somebody's going to lobby.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all dressed up today. I should have gone over.
That's
And you're ready to go.
Yeah.
Today.
I mean, my take on that is, if you're gonna live downtown, you should kind of expect some live music,
some
and
hustle and bustle.
You know what?
If it's expected, right?
There's a lot of events that take place down in Victoria Park during the summertime, right? And some of them are kind of niche, like if you look at Sunfest and it's world music, and then there's Blues Fest, and certainly there are some independent local bands that end up making their way onto some of the stages down there, but there's no, focus strictly on indie music.
That's true.
And when we've got so much talent here, let's get behind it. Let's promote it.
Yeah.
I think that's the only way to help these bands get to where they want to go, right? Is to put them on the map.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
And the people that can enact change need to get involved. So we'll do what we can. I mean, we might be tantamount to just a voice calling into the wind, but we'll do whatever we can here to try to support. So that said, gentlemen, I want to thank you very much for coming in today.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
it's a pleasure.
Thanks for having us.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you, man.
We're big fans of Indie Underground.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. I need to make I'm sorry, I don't mean to correct you. I don't want to be that guy, but we are the London Indie Underground. The only reason I say that is because there is an Indie Underground.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah, which you didn't even know about, so there you go. So it doesn't matter.
Who cares about it?
Exactly, but we are.
They should stay out of it.
So we've got your information posted on our Facebook page right now.
Great.
Official website texasking.ca.
Real time.
Yeah.
And is that up now? Up and running?
Yeah, it's up and running, definitely.
Excellent. So, ladies and gentlemen, I encourage you to go and check these guys out at the APK. Coming up very shortly, and make sure you pick up a copy of their self-titled EP. I hope you enjoyed the sounds that we put forth for you tonight. So let's get to some music here, and then we're going to bring the panel back in. So we're going to go to a band called UTKF. They're going to be joining us here, as a matter of fact, next week on London Indie Underground for an interview and performance. So this is Shotgun on the London Indie Underground.
This week on London Indie Underground, someone's going to take their clothes off. America's most talented artists, bands, and personalities. Tune in to CHRW every Friday from 3:30 to 6 p.m. while your hosts Jimmy James and Brandon Eady spin all the best indie bands from London. Listen in for show announcements, ticket giveaways, and band interviews. London Indie Underground on CHRW.
$4 grand. Hang on, let me start that. That was not a confident enough start.
And after all was said and done, we had another problem. These holes, they're misty May. She ran away. She ran away. If truth be told, we held her own. We never lost. We never lost. We held
When Systems Collide with Misty May here on the London Indie Underground. Before that, Gypsy Ghosts with Fingerburner, another great band that we've been featuring around here. And incidentally, if you happen to be in a band and you would like your music showcased on our podcast, or a radio show for that matter, on CHRW for Friday from 3:30 to 6 p.m., all we ask you to do is to type out an email to us at londonindieug@hotmail.com. Just attach a couple of MP3 files, please. No links. We appreciate the direct files so that we can import them right into our playlist. And that said, make sure you also include the artist information, band and song, rather, into the file. So when we import it into iTunes, it comes up appropriately. I do have to suggest that we've received a number of entries that did not have the pertinent band information encoded within the MP3, and as a result of that, they actually didn't make it in to the archive here, and I do apologize for that. But having said that, if you have sent us your songs, there is no shame in self-promotion. We said it week in and week out. If you'd like to hear your song, just send us a tweet, London_indie_UG, or get at us on Facebook /London Indie Underground, and we'll certainly take those requests into consideration. And if we have time to get it in, we'll be happy to do that for you. So, bands, please send us your music. We want to showcase you. Believe me, we are nothing without you. London Indie Underground isn't just us chatting. It's really about the music that we want to feature from this market. So I'm joined now again by what I call the panel.
The panel. The
panel. So we got Simon back with us, and the intern formerly known as Alex. That's what I'm gonna call you that straight up now. So listen, I'm gonna do this much to the chagrin of the gentleman that is probably sitting in the other room right now. Although he might not even be in there because he might be upstairs.
Maybe.
So today's an important day.
Very important.
For a gentleman that we know, my friend and yours, Mr. Ajay Massey, who's in the other room right now, I think. And today is Ajay's birthday. And he wanted to celebrate his birthday quietly without any fanfare.
I'm so sorry, Ajay. I'm so sorry.
He didn't post it up. He didn't,
no
know.
Facebook birthday?
Nothing. No, he doesn't even have, people can put their date of birth on Facebook so that,
He doesn't.
No, none of that. And I'm not sure why. I mean, he has his reasons. But that said, our listenership right now, I'm hoping you'll take a minute, if you happen to know Ajay, and wish him a very happy birthday. I'm going to spare him the embarrassment, I think, of us singing the birthday song.
It's also my own embarrassment, too.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, we did think about it. It was
Yeah.
a strong consideration.
We rehearsed.
Yeah.
We decided
We
it would be
practiced his harmonies. and-
A cappella. But, happy birthday, Ajay. Ajay's, I play with him in Two Crown King, but beyond that, he's kind of become my brother, so I wish him happy birthday. We're going out tonight. In all likelihood, we'll end up heading to Winks. So if you'd like to come and celebrate with us and tip a few back and celebrate Browntown with me, then then please join us. So, hold on 1 second here. Uh-oh. My feed for the Leafs game died. Last time I checked, it was 3-3.
I thought you were gonna say, "Uh-oh, they lost."
No, it was the end of the second period. It's going into the third period right now. So
It's still 3-3.
it's still 3. There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
Still
3-3.
3-3.
The Leafs are still in there.
Dream is still alive.
It is. Well, if they lose this one, they're the 3 games back, and it's not looking good. So they got to win this one to tie it up.
They
do. Coo. So, sign me. If I can call you that.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think there's only one other person who calls me that, and it's Pete Denemy's wife, Janice.
Oh, she calls you Simon?
Yeah, she calls me Simon.
How do you feel about that?
I love it. She's a fantastic woman. Love her. She's great.
So, Simon, I would like to. Oh, I know. I know why my internet connection is dead on this thing.
Ooh.
So I don't know why it's tethered through my phone. I know the other internet connection is working, so I apologize, Simon, but I'm not going to be able to showcase.
That's cool. Yeah, don't worry about it.
My sincerest
I
apologies.
should have sent you in some stuff, like you said, no links.
Well, you did bring a
I'm
drive
breaking
with
the
you,
rules.
which is
You
curiously
don't have
plugged
a
into my
Mac
computer right now. But yeah, see, we're all PC. We're the bastard son of recording over here at the Volvo recording studio.
But you got an iPhone.
But I have an iPhone.
There we go.
You know what? Here's my philosophy on the whole thing. And when I got started in recording, because I've been doing this for a long time, I actually started when I was a wee kid and, recording with tape decks and then migrated to 4 tracks and then 8-track reel-to-reel and then went to ADATs and then finally to DAW. But my philosophy was, at the time when I was investing in the equipment and taking a look at Mac, my frustration with Mac was that everything was proprietary and you had to spend an exorbitant amount of money to get their proprietary hardware that was, I want to say marginally better, but it wasn't even really, like, comparatively to some of the open source stuff that you could get with some of the other platforms. You could get stuff for a fraction of the price that was equally as good. And so my thought process then was, well, I want to get good converters, which was my primary objective. And, the software, in my opinion, a lot of it is very similar. I mean, certainly Pro Tools has, a couple of niche things that is really good. It's really good at editing. But in the end, I mean, can you really sonically tell the difference? I think it comes down to converters and what you're comfortable with. I mean, if you're comfortable working on a 2-inch tape and that's all you do, then that's all you do. You know what I mean?
Makes sense.
But at the same time, I'm, there's certain levels of engineering that, I'm willing to concede to others. I was kind of mentioning offline outside that I get a lot of requests to record hip hop, and I used to do hip hop back in the day, but my back in the day hip hop was a little bit different.
Yeah.
It wasn't nearly as involved in what it is right now, and I consider myself to be a songwriter and a producer, but that's just not my forte, right? And so I would have to defer to somebody else and say, you know what, you want to go see this guy because that's his wheelhouse. That's not my thing. My thing is dealing more, specifically with bands. But then again, maybe hip hop is your thing.
No.
No?
No.
Wow.
I got a brother whose thing is hip hop, but not me.
I was trying to help you out there, dude, and you just
sorry,
blew it.
man.
Like,
I'm sorry.
who does the hip hop
I'm no good
here?
at programming. I have a session once in a while where I have to do a little bit of programming, and I'm just no good at it. I'm just I'm mediocre. I can get better at it, but I don't know. I like instruments and I like sounds, acoustic sounds, and things like that. So.
Nice. So who are you working with right now?
Alex Mason from the Baxters. He's doing some solo stuff. I think we did 4 songs. We're just about finished. We just got to do the mixing and stuff. It became more involved than I think we both had expected, but it's going really well. And punk band called the New Outcasts. That's going to go bass and vocals left to do. Who else is there? Marty Coles, a local singer-songwriter, doing a CD for her. That's been ongoing for like a year. It's like every time we get together, we decide we need another instrument on it. So we did the tuba the other day for it, which was awesome. It actually really needed it. And then
you can't say that very often.
Yeah,
the song just needed a tuba.
Yeah, there's a few others too. Some friends of mine from my friend Alex Ernwine, who used to be a London jazz guy, young guy. He's got a band with his brother and his own band from Toronto that I'm working with. So Brothers Vagrant is his one band and Dog Velocity is his other band. I don't know. He just likes working with me, so he comes back every once in a while. I'm going to do a CD with my own band too, Whipping Wind. We're going to get started on that in May. It's indie pop rock, best way to describe it. We put a 7-inch out like a few years back, and then kind of just got sidetracked, and then kept going after that.
Hey, buddy. Well, if you get like too wrapped up and you want to separate yourself from the music and have somebody else work on your own stuff, man, bring it on down. No, but either way, if you've got, we would like to showcase any of the stuff that you have going on. And I'm hoping that maybe we can reconnect here, because I would love to give our listeners a sampling of some of the stuff you've been working on.
Oh yeah, I'd love to come back too. Yeah, and I'm always working on new stuff and new genres, and yeah, I finished a hardcore CD recently too, my second one that I did. That was cool. Band called Yours to Take, and they're doing well. They're playing a lot of shows and stuff.
Yeah, that's one of the bands actually that sent us in some tracks here.
But they weren't labeled. Was one of those guys?
Might have
man,
been.
those fucking guys.
It could very well have been.
I'll give them shit for it. I'll give them that. They're good guys, but I like giving them shit. They call me Dad, actually, even though I'm only like 5 years older than them. Maybe more, I don't know. But yeah, they got to calling me Dad.
No, I have it here. Is it just I've got 3 tracks. The Andreas.
You have.
Every Time, and Hey, How's Your Sister?
Oh no, that's not the one I did. That's their old one.
Oh, okay.
They did with Anton DeLost.
I don't know that.
Yeah,
name.
you don't know. He plays in Under the Killing Floor.
Oh.
Yeah, and he runs a studio too.
How foolish of me.
Lost Recording. Good stuff. Good stuff comes out of that place.
Man, there's a lot of talented people in this market.
Yeah, man, there is. There's
and
crazy.
You know what? And there's just so many artists too that I think it's sustainable for all of us.
Yeah.
I mean, certainly we compete with the likes of, the grads that come out of MIA and OER with aspirations to be an engineer, and some of them talented, but set up shop in their basement, and there's you get what you pay for, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And that level of recording certainly has merit. I mean, we all started. We started in the basement too, right? and that has merit, I think.
Yeah.
But you get to a point, I think, where it's like when me working with the Creekside Strays, that was one of the things that they wanted was a professional recording and something that would help to translate to get them to the next level, right?
Mm-hmm.
And guys like yourself too. I mean, I've heard a bunch of the stuff that you've done, and you're clearly talented at what you do, right? So for any of our listeners, I mean, it's funny. I've had people suggest to me, why do you have other people from other studios on your show? And I'm a big proponent of supporting everybody, and because this isn't about me, and as much as I would like to produce everybody. I can't do it, right? But when I have connections and I've forged some connections and some friendships with some people in the market, then I have no problem with referring people.
Yeah, I've referred people to you before as well.
Yeah?
So yeah, because they're, they're like, we want to do this in this amount of time, and I'm like, well, actually, it might be better if you go here. Like it might not work here, and yeah, it happens sometimes. Like I can't do everything, but I'm not just going to string people along if I don't think I'm going to make them happy in the end. Like I'd like to make sure that I'm going to make whoever I'm working with happy, whether they want something that's done quickly and is kind of rough, or they want something that's worked on for a year or two and super polished. Like whatever they want, I'll give it to them. So
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
And that's what makes the indie underground like that whole mix, the whole melting pot of different sounds, right? You have different engineers, different producers, and
I think that's a great segue into what we were talking about offline. So we feature the music that's sent to us, and the primary genre of music that we get is either straight up rock or acoustic based or metal, some pop, but we don't get a lot of hip hop submissions. We don't get classical submissions. We don't get a lot of women fronted bands. We have a couple. I mean, we have the Alcoholics that are going to be joining us in a couple of weeks, which is an all-girl band.
And Kitty.
Yeah, and we had Kitty on recently. But that said, I want to make sure that we're clear that we support all genres here. We're not exclusive to any one thing, and we want people to know that too. So if there was ever any hesitation on your part to send some stuff in because you thought, well, maybe it doesn't fit the format, rest assured we'll get to it. And once again, sometimes what we play is what's top of mind, and so there's no shame in a gentle reminder and saying, hey, can you play my stuff?
Yeah.
Can you play it?
Yeah. I got female fronted stuff coming your way actually.
Awesome.
A band
Thank
I forgot, 8-Bit Ghost. They're like, I think some of them are 16 in the band, fronted by a female lead singer, and they're awesome. They're young and they fucking rocks.
So
too,
8-bit Ghost. So it's like, is that a reference to like a video game, like Ghosty, like maybe on
I think so. Yeah, but it's like punk
Mario
rock.
Brothers Ghost?
Yeah. But punk rock, just I thought it'd be like, you know, like synths and stuff, but they just ended up being like this punk rock band. Just awesome high school kids. Yeah, it's almost done, so I'll probably send it to you in the next week or two.
Excellent, man.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, well, we're going to wrap this baby up here. Before we get to the end, I do have a couple of announcements that I need to do, but I would need to take a minute to thank the sponsors. I'll try to whip through this quick, and I'm hoping that you're going to stay with me because we got some cool stuff coming down the pipe that we want to share with you. But we need to take a minute to thank the people that make this all possible. First and foremost, I need to thank the rather absent Jason Rhoda from J. Rhoda Photography. Jay has been, one of my biggest supporters, not limited to just what we've been doing here on the podcast, but a great photographer, but fundamentally just an awesome guy that comes out to shows and sometimes is very selfless in what he does. He'll take pictures for free when, clearly the guy's talented and he should be paid accordingly, in my opinion. But that said, he would come out every week and, dust off his camera and would take some brilliant photos for us. And good news for him. I mean, he's got a job now that I know, some of our listeners may know that he'd been looking for a while, and I think maybe even called out on the podcast, "Give me a job, somebody please." But he's got a job now, and the only downside of that is it takes him into his evenings, and unfortunately he's not able to be part of the podcast here. But that said, that's not something you soon forget, and we were going to continue to pump his tires because I just think he's an awesome dude, and I truly believe in karma. So J. Rhoda Photography, he's still active. He's just not able to come here on Wednesday nights. So if you're in the market for a photographer, you're in a band, I say it every week, Instagram and all that stuff is great for capturing those moments and food and pets and weird stuff.
Eyeballs.
And yeah, but if you want some professional pictures done, this is the guy that you want to go see. Believe me, he's been doing it for 20 years, and he specializes in bands and both live performances. He shot the Jack Richardson Music Awards, and if you take a look at the pictures he did, they're brilliant. So I encourage you to connect with him. J. Rhoda Photography. I want to thank our newest sponsor, Manson Tattoo, Mr. Manson Keeler, who's at Dundas and English Street. In my opinion, I think one of London's best kept secrets in terms of skin art. But if you happen to be in the market for a tattoo, there's certainly a lot of competition in town. I got to tell you, everybody that I've spoken to that's had work done with Manson has been blown away by his ability to, recreate and capture the concept and put it into a physical and tangible form. And just an all-around good dude. If you didn't catch him last week, he was here with us on the podcast, and you wanted to go and check it out. And just listen to this guy speak. I mean, his philosophy is just brilliant, and I'm really looking forward to working with him here at London Indie Underground. He's going to be doing some work for me personally, but overall, good guy once again. We try to obviously partner up with people that are like-minded in their philosophies and entrepreneurship, and certainly he exemplifies that. The Submission Academy, my good friend Stephen Jane Poulin, they are at Dundas and Egerton. They run the city's premier jiu-jitsu school. People associate jiu-jitsu as a combat sport and think of it as akin to, mixed martial arts, when truth is it's a fascinating and fun way to get in shape. And, it's been described to me as human chess. It's not a barbaric thing. It's more strategy than anything else. But I'll tell you, everybody that I know that has gotten involved in this has come in a changed person, and not only in their confidence, but they're in most cases they're just right chiseled because of the amount of work that goes into this. And if you're afraid of hard work, this might not be the place that you want to go to. But if you're looking to get involved in something and you've got that commitment and resolve, and you are looking to to build confidence and strength through hard work, this is a place that you want to go see. The Submission Academy, Dundas and Egerton. Fullcolorcards.ca, run by my friend Scott Finlayson, aka Scotty Fairmont. Was in graphic design for years and years and years, worked at a local company, decided to branch off and do his own thing. He's been doing some business cards for this area. He also does some t-shirt, but custom stuff, like Big Lebowski and, all kinds of cool designs. But if you're in the business, or in the market rather, for business cards, this is the guy that you want to go see. Once again, just an awesome dude. Plays in the Fairmonts, which is a staple of entertainment here in London. They usually play at the Poach, If not the Poach, in the summertime you catch him at Barney's. He's the guy playing the djembe, and he's always got a huge smile on his face. And let me tell you, this guy's talented. He can capture your concept and put it onto a card that's going to, give you confidence to represent your brand. So I'd encourage you to check him out, fullcolorcards.ca. Last but not least, Shirt for Brains, custom screen printing run by my friend and yours, the skinny fat guy, Mr. Gary Begner, who's absent today with the in-laws. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but either either way, we wish him well. We'll have Gary back here next week, and Gary's shop. He started this off, bought some screen printing stuff because he wanted to be able to do his own shirts, and started off cutting his teeth doing hockey jerseys and different team jerseys, soccer and whatnot, and it's kind of blown up. And now he's partnered with a lot of musicians in the city and has been doing t-shirts for a number of bands. He's done a bunch of work for myself, but beyond that, I know of I can tell you half a dozen, if not a dozen, bands that have connected with him as a result of this podcast. So I know he's definitely appreciative of that, and certainly we enjoy his personality around here. But that said, once again, good guy, does some great work. And everybody that we're featuring here today, these are all entrepreneurs. We try to partner more strategically with the indie subculture here in London. And all these people are, people that have built their own brand and built their own business through, not only hard work, but by being, just honest people with integrity and that are committed to what they're doing. And they do it because they love it, not because it's, a paycheck. I mean, I think there's a fundamental difference there. You can go to a job and you can do your job and you can hate your job and you take your money home and you're probably going to mail it in when you get there. But when you love what you do, you put in the extra time, the extra care, and the extra effort because it represents not just your work, but yourself. So once again, these are our sponsors, and we are very appreciative of them. If you need any of their work, if you can't contact them directly through any of the links that we posted, just get at us through London Indie Underground on Facebook, or send us a tweet, London_Indie_UG. Wow, man, I'm dizzy. That was a lot of talking.
Yeah. You're an entrepreneur too. Should be noted, of course.
I'm trying.
Yeah. You're in the same league as these guys. You're trying to help out the little man.
Yeah, we're all doing what we're trying to do, right? We all. It's what I'm passionate about. This is what I love to do.
Yeah.
I do it because I'm gonna. As far as I'm concerned, I'm gonna do this anyway. But it's great when I can share this with people like yourself and like Alex and like my bandmates and and the community that's embraced what we're trying to do here. And I always say we because I don't really think that this is about me. It's about us. And believe me, it's a humbling. Like there's times where I stop and take stock and go, holy cow! Like I think we're on the cusp of something here. Not just us, but London in general. And I'm just happy to be a part of that. Okay, couple of announcements that I do need to make. I alluded to earlier, UTK Office, London, one of London's premier punk bands, recently signed with Get Party Records, who is going to distribute their album. Dustin Andrews from Get Party was here a couple of weeks back. Great podcast, very informative. They're going to be on the show, interviewing live performance. That's next week, which is the 15th of May. The following week, which is May 22nd, we're going to be joined by the Alcoholies. And if you're not familiar with the Alcoholies, you need to get familiar. All-girl punk rock band. Awesome. Last year's recipient of the Jack Richardson Music Award for punk rock. They're going to be joining us in studio, interview and live performance. Great gals, also featuring Mercedes Lander of Kitty and Tanya Calder, actually, who used to be in Kitty back in the day in their inception. So looking forward to having them come in. Then the following week, Fun Fact, which was produced by Mr. Simon Larochette. They're going to come in. Great band, three-piece funk. Power funk, I like to call him, and the bass player is just—he's a madman. I can't wait to gawk at him through this window here because it's for years I consider myself more of a bass player than a drummer, so I'm looking forward to that. And last but not least, folks, I got to tell you, I do have a great contest right now that's happening. It's called Battle for the Underground version 2.0. A lot of you have already embraced this, and we're giving away a great promotional package. It's pretty easy to do to enter into your band. All you need to do is to visit our Facebook page, .com/London Indie Underground, click on events, scroll down the page, click on Battle for the Underground, and all you need to do is post a link to your band's online page of choice, whether it's SoundCloud, Bandcamp, Facebook, MySpace, GeoCities, whatever. And then what you need to do is activate your friends, your family, and your fans by visiting that event page and clicking on like on the link, or any links for that matter, that are related specifically to your band. What's going to happen as the contest closes May 24th is the London Indie Underground panel is going to determine, of the 3 bands, who is the winning band. And that band is going to receive the following promotion. Number 1, you're going to get an live on-air performance and interview here on the London Indie Underground Indie Stream podcast. You're also going to get one free song recorded here at the Vault Recording Studio by myself. Number 3, you're going to get that song that we recorded featured on our primetime radio show on CHRW 94.9, which is Fridays from 3:30 to 6 p.m. And last but not least, which I think is the key piece there, is you're also going to receive a show, which is going to be a summer camp productions show. So it's going to be a bigger show. In all likelihood, it'll be at the London Music Hall. Date to be determined, obviously determined by genre. But you're going to get an opportunity to open up for an established act that's coming here through London. So I encourage you to get behind this thing. I don't want people to be discouraged if you go to the page and you see that some bands already have 100 likes or whatever the case may be. Because let me tell you, beyond just the contest and obviously us selecting a winner, it's also tuned us into a lot of bands that we wouldn't have heard of either otherwise. And at the same time, other people that are visiting the page, obviously they may want to click on your links and check out what you have to offer too. So it's more of a community thing than anything else. But in addition, second and third place are also going to receive some promotion and airtime through the podcast here. So everybody's going to be a winner in the end, because I think it's just a means to showcase your stuff. And further, if you are in one of those bands and you haven't sent us tracks yet, please get on that, because we want to feature your music. Woo! All right. I know it's a mouthful, folks, and thanks for bearing with me. If you have, and some people probably just like, this is when he talks about the submission.
He talks about the local music
This is when he
scene,
talks
whatever.
about choking people out. I don't want to tune into that. Oh, okay. Well, great night.
Yeah, it was a good night.
We were
Thanks
down
for
at.
having me.
Oh man, it's my pleasure, man. You're welcome back here anytime.
I would like to come back.
If you ever want to come and crash the podcast, man, I tell people that all the time. We do have an open door policy. I'll tell you, there's sometimes where I've gone into the other room and there's been a bunch of people there, and sometimes strangers coming down the hall that, hey, I heard this. You guys have something cool going on down here, and I'm like, yeah, come on in.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel bad because I got to come right into the chair and do my thing, and I don't get a chance to greet people. But usually Ajay, who's the birthday boy, happy birthday, Ajay, is in the other room, and he's greeting some of our guests that are here in studio. We usually got water, sometimes beer in the fridge. I'm not saying come and drink my beer. I'm just saying.
He is.
I just opened the present for my friend here.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane.
I know.
It's fucking insane.
I know.
What
dude.
is it?
What is it?
Share.
It's a beer fridge that looks like a Marshall lamp.
Aww.
So I knew about this for a while now.
Yeah, thanks.
I knew about this for a while.
You know what though, and I appreciate that you didn't.
I wouldn't spoil
We'll
the
take a
surprise.
picture and post it so everyone
I wouldn't
can
spoil the
see.
surprise.
No, that's.
Oh, we're doing this?
What are we doing?
Are we singing the birthday
Happy
song?
birthday to you. Woo!
No.
No,
I
that's
appreciate
all
that.
good.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
no worries,
I
brother.
appreciate
No worries. Happy birthday. So come and join us downtown later. Where are we going to Wings?
Molly's.
Molly's. Molly's.
Molly's.
Going to Molly's.
Because apparently
back in
it was
town.
gonna be low key because it was only supposed to be the band fucking having a drink, and Jimmy posted on Facebook and makes it all fucking crazy. I'm getting texts and Facebook from people who are not supposed to know it's my birthday, who never knew it was my birthday ever, and then it's like, oh hey, I heard it's your birthday, and I'm like,
I've
what
got like
the
4 reminders that it's your birthday.
That's right.
On
You're
Facebook?
welcome.
No, like on my calendar.
Oh, okay, no, fair enough.
Happy
So
birthday,
No,
motherfucker.
exactly, and I'm like, and then I get this email from you were tagged in a post. I look at the post. Hey man, I'm supposed to say happy birthday to my brother Ajay. He doesn't want anyone to know, but
Yeah, he doesn't want you to know it's his birthday because he's got old
fucking
balls.
old balls.
Fucking friends,
I
know.
right? Like, I got all these messages from people
No
being
worries.
nice to me.
Come on, man. I'm trying to do you solid, man. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in to another edition of the London Indie Underground. My name is Jimmy James. We're broadcasting you live from the Vault Recording Studio. Please join us on Friday. And every Friday going forward from 3:30 to 6 p.m., where myself and Brandon Eady are going to be spinning all the best music from London, as well as offering some show announcements and ticket giveaways. Please check out our new website, londonindieunderground.com. We got an interactive calendar. If you're in a band, you can post up your band's upcoming shows and we're going to feature them on both the podcast, but more specifically on the radio show in advance of the weekend, which is when most of the shows tend to be in this market anyway. So we appreciate all the support and all the feedback once again. I want to thank the guests. Dan Tran, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Simon Larochette, thank you again. You're welcome back here anytime, dude. Doors open.
Thank you.
And the intern formerly known as Alex.
Word.
Thank you. As always, she's been tweeting up a storm.
Tweeting up a storm,
Yeah, it looks like we're getting some traction here, too. So I apologize if I haven't got to address any of the comments. I know one of them was from Mr. Cervoni, who he's listening right now. Had something to do with LJ. I don't remember specifically, but shout out to 1604 crew. Oh, and by the way, Two Crown King, we won the Battle of the New Rock number 4 tonight. Woo! So thanks for your votes. I really appreciate it. So anyways, I'm going to stop talking now. We're going to get to some music. I'm going to end this thing off with the Dyadics. This is the next one gone on the London Indie Underground. Thanks for tuning in.